Okay, I'm fixing to head outside to put the T-post on row 1 in my upper garden, but I just wanted to show you my little schematic I keep talking about. I have to have things visual. I really can't just go out there willy-nilly and plant whatever I feel like planting, or, I have to really think about things. That's just the way that my mind works. That's the way it gives me peace to know that I've thought it out. It may not be the best way. It may not be the way everybody else might have done theirs, but when I factor in all the different things that I have to factor in, right now, it's the best way that I can do it. So I've got my computer open and I wanted to show you my schematic, and I want to show you the row I'm doing it on and how many T-posts that I'm going to use. Okay, I know that you can't read a lot of the little writing. That's not the point. But this long, elongated shape here is my upper garden. And this is my corn patch where I'm going to have 3 rows. But you can see I have 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows, 4 rows, 5 rows. And then along this 5th row, along the outer edge, I'm going to plant some Iroquois cantaloupes. I'm just hoping they'll come up. They're supposed to be really easy to grow, very prolific. And I'm kind of using that also as like a weed barrier. Hopefully they'll leaf out and then help keep the weeds down from that outer edge of my garden. May end up doing something like that at this top row too. I mean, I haven't ruled it out yet. The first row, the second row, the third row, those are the 3 that I've gotten rowed up. I've got my boron put on there for carrots, and I put my phosphorus back here for my corn. But today, right now, all I'm focusing on is 0 feet here to 70 feet here on row 1. And you'll see these X's. That's where I want posts. So I'm going to write down exactly how many feet apart I need these posts so that I can go out there and measure and then put them in with my tractor. My little dotted lines there are 10 feet marks. So I know I need one at 0 and one at 20 and 30. Let me write that down real quick. This is going to be my Cherokee purple tomatoes, my blue Shakamaxon pole beans. Then I'm jumping to a 15-foot row. So I need one at 45. 15-foot plot, I guess I should say. And then a 10-foot plot for the Armenian cuke, so I need one at 55. And then this last Italian heirloom section is 15 feet. So I need one right at 70, which will be butting up to my corn. So that's what I'm going to do. This is the only row I can put poles on right now because it's the only row I'm completely done with my tractor that needs poles. There'll be poles. You can see the X's down here on row 5. But I cannot do row 5 right now because I haven't finished those rows. So let's go jump on the tractor. Let me get the post, put in my bucket, and we are going to set those posts. My schematic shows that I need 6 of the 7-foot posts, so I'm going to grab those off the pile real quick and load them in my bucket. Okay, what I've done is I've just made a orange spray paint mark at the spots where I'm going to put posts. I figured I could skip that part. Everybody knows how to use a tape measure. There's one at 70, one at 55, and doing this so forth and so on, until the end of the row. And I'm trying something different right now. I hope it works. As I've said before, my ground is extremely hard. It's just, it's tough. And for this mark here, I kind of want it outside of the row. I don't necessarily want it going straight down into the soil. Even if I did that, it's still hard underneath. But I kind of wanted it a little outside of the row to where when I start planting, I'm in the row and I'm not wasting good row space to put a T-post. So I'm putting it there, but I'm going to lean it up against this ladder. I'm going to lean it up against this ladder to hopefully steady it until I can drive it into the ground. I have a post hole driver, but it is heavy and it's very hard for me to do on these 7-foot posts. I would have to stand on the ladder, I guess, and that's, I don't know, not sure if I want to do all that. If you've ever used a post hole driver and you don't have tons of strength, you feel like you're going to split a kidney. I'm not lying. So I'm trying to make it a little easier on myself. I'm going to pull this ladder over and I might wiggle it into the ground as much as I can, just to even if it goes in there an inch or two, just to hold it in the ground. But you see my drip tape there. So I'm running these posts to this side of my drip tape all the way down. I don't want to get in any danger of puncturing my drip tape. So I'm going to try to get the post in just a little bit to steady it. I'm going to pull the ladder up to it, and then I'm going to get on my tractor, lift my bucket, and see if we can drive it without it just completely falling to the ground before I get it done. We'll see what happens. Can't see it right now, but I also put a yard rake to kind of tee it in there. Here we go. I'm just going to try it. This is me trying to do a chore on my own. There's the T-post. Sorry about that. Okay, I square up my bucket a little bit like that so that I could get it over the T-post and flat. Okay. Bring my bucket down and let's see what happens. Perfect. All right. Now I'm going to back up and on to the next post. See how I used a rake and the ladder to kind of pin it in there. That's called a free helper. Absolutely free, no payroll, no taxes. That's what I'm talking about. All right, I got the second post set up. Y'all, I got it done. All 6 posts in. Really just took me a few minutes. I just don't know how to explain how satisfying it is to do a task on my own completely. I just don't want to have to depend on other people because it inconveniences them. I don't want to have to wait till my son gets home because his work schedule is erratic and sometimes he doesn't get home till a lot later than I was thinking, and you just want to get things done. It might have seemed so simple with that ladder and that yard rake holding those posts up, but to me it was fantastic. I was just so happy because I was able to I had to get on and off the tractor, but I was just able to just do it myself. I didn't have to wait on anybody. I didn't have to call anybody, and I wasn't out here with a post hole driver putting myself in jeopardy. And if you've ever used one, you know what I'm talking about. If you're a big, strong man and you have really strong abs and things like that, maybe it's not a big deal. But for me, it is a big deal. And I'm already putting a lot of strain on my back and things like that with other things I have to do. I certainly don't want to be tearing up my stomach muscles by using a post hole driver. So it's good to have one. You need one around for an emergency. But if you can use your tractor and figure something out and do it with your tractor, that is so much better. All right, what I've gotten myself into next is sprucing up my little side garden. Y'all saw me weed it a while back when it got out of hand, but I'm fixing to redo it again. My kale was done. I chopped it up and put it in a little pile over here and covered it with dirt, so that's kind of deteriorating. My Savannah mustard greens have been gone. What I did was I popped up all my little steps. I had steps here, there, and yonder so that I can walk out and harvest stuff. I popped them up a while ago and laid them against the brick wall. So I just have dirt out here. I'm fixing to pull like parting of the Red Sea. I'm going to pull dirt this way and pull dirt that way. Make a big flat area in the middle. And I think I'm going to get a load of that black garden soil that I have and bring over here and put it in here and then mix all the other dirt with it and toss it up real good and spread it. This little garden just brings me a lot of joy. I plant things in that bucket. Last year I had okra against the wall. I'll show you a little video of the okra and all that I had planted in here last year. I had it all up along my house and it was so beautiful. It was called Eagle Pass okra. I'm going to show you that video just a little bit and maybe we can all dream of how pretty it was back in the spring and that's coming again here soon. I've never seen so many blooms at one time on them. The okra plants have the most beautiful flowers. One bloom. The second plant has a beautiful bloom. There's one sweetheart just hiding back there. To the forefront, big, beautiful open bloom, just gorgeous. And then this bloom, I don't know if you can tell, but it's got multiple layers of leaves. It's almost kind of like a rose. It's got fluffy layers all over it. I don't know that I've always seen that on an okra bloom, but it's just gorgeous. This is Eagle Pass okra. I got the load dumped. I believe I'm going to just leave it for a few days. I know there's rain coming, but underneath this part right here, I've got all that kale that I just chopped and dropped, and it hasn't broken down yet. And I'm not in a big hurry. I may plant some kohlrabi on this in the next few weeks, but I can still do that, you know, later in February if I need to. I'll come out here after it clears up again. We'll see what this weather's going to do, and then that'll be that. This garden will kind of be ready for the spring. Well, this is another day I feel like I got a few things accomplished. Tick some things off my list. That seems to be the theme of my life, but when I get a few things done like this, I feel really, really good. I don't really want to be worrying about this herb garden, little garden on the side of my house in the spring when I'm really needing to focus on the other garden. So just to get this done today made me feel good, but to get those T-posts in the ground, I know now how to do it. Just take my little ladder over there. I can put it in my bucket when I put my T-post in my bucket, take it to the different gardens, bring my garden rake, and I'm good to go. This is Lainey from Camp Joy Farms. Thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe and turn on your notifications. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.